again, Karoli Kilamtu from NITA. Thank you for hosting us right here. We are in your home. You are our hosts today. And without much further ado, I'd like to invite Bwana Gerald Keremi just for, opening remarks and also welcome us to this particular facility. Tumpige makofi Bwana Keremi anapokuja. He's here, he's a trendsetter, and tuko kwake. Asante.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Habari zenu. Dr. Wanjiru Kariuki, who is representing the Principal Secretary, State Department for Labor and Skills Development, the Group Managing Director and CEO, Nation Media Group, Mr. Geoffrey Odundo. I want to recognize Director, Industrial Training, NITA, Madam Jane Kamau, staff from NITA, staff from Nation Media Group, artisans, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome you all to this important Artisan Skills Forum, an initiative of the Nation Media Group, which is proudly hosted by National Industrial Training Authority. This initiative brings together skilled artisans, industry partners, and training experts with a shared goal of strengthening technical skills, improving industrial standards, and expanding opportunities for Kenyan workers. The critical work of plumbers, masons, painters, electricians, steel fixers, and other skills professionals is visible in every building, road, and facility that supports our economy. Their craftsmanship contributes directly to national productivity and growth. Across our country, thousands of talented artisans are trained every year. They possess the technical ability, the creativity, and the determination to build, repair, innovate, and transform our industries. Yet, many still face barriers transitioning from classroom or workshop to the job site. And this forum is about addressing that gap. Today's forum, therefore, comes at a critical time when Kenya is placing strong emphasis on socio-economic transformation. The National Industrial Training Authority appreciates this initiative by the Nation Media Group, an initiative that reminds us that collaborations are key in championing skills development. Government, private sector, media, training institutions must work together to create pathways that are clear, accessible, and impactful. This initiative aligns closely with the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which prioritizes empowering ordinary citizens and strengthening the productivity of micro, small, and medium enterprises. Artisans represent a significant portion of this productive sector, and by equipping them with modern skills, certification pathways, and market access opportunities, we are directly supporting the realization of this national agenda. To our artisans who are present here today, and as we've been told from every corner of this country, we recognize that you are backbone of our economy. You are the builders of our infrastructure, the drivers of innovation, the custodians of practical knowledge, and this forum is specifically for you. It is meant for you to listen, to share, to connect, and to grow. Let us use this opportunity to exchange ideas, forge partnerships, and commit to actionable solutions that will take our artisans from skilling to sight, from learning to earning, from potential to productivity. Once again, I welcome you and thank you all the partners, trainers, sponsors, and organizers who have made this forum possible. I wish you all a productive engagement over the next 2 days. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bwana Kiremi. Asante. Tumpige makofi one more time for welcoming us. This forum is really exciting and I cannot wait to hear what the master classes are all about, because wale ambao wamekaa hapa nyuma, they are really eager to listen and they came in early enough. And I'm just being told that the wristbands that most of you have, please ensure that you take care of them. They are going to be important as we continue the program for the day. Now, at this juncture, I'd like to invite Bwana CEO mwenyewe, my boss. He's my mentor as well. Good gentleman, this one. He's in a position to... Yani mdosi tu unaenda tu kwa ofisi yake unamshoniaje. Mimi nafili kitu haiwaka. Unaonaje? Inawaka ama haiwaka? Hebu mnijibu inawaka ama haiwaka? Inawaka? Uko sure? Unawaka ama haiwaka? Very good. So tupige makofi Bwana CEO Geoffrey Otundo, CEO, Nation Media Group. And also thank you for the team for always organizing such amazing forums.
I know that look for a job in our work. All right, thank you very much. Dr. Wanjiru Karaoke, Secretary of Skills Development, Minister of Labor and Skills Development. Joe Kirimi, thanks again for hosting us. Directors of NITA who are here, my colleagues, and other participants in this sector. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, Amjambo. Amjambo tena. I think today is a very, very, very unique day because I think this is the first of its kind. My team correct me. Where we are hosting the artisans in a conference like this. I'm so delighted, and I would like to stay the whole day just to hear what this sector has to offer, because it's so unique and so important. But I don't think we've had a chance to amplify what you do to the Kenyan people so that you can get to the levels that we believe you should, because you're a very important sector for this country. So for us as Nation Media Group, we're happy to be here today as your convener, working closely with our partners, NITA and the ministry, to have this conversation about artisans and what do we need to do for this sector. So allow me to welcome all of you to the inaugural Artisan Skills Forum. We are honored to convene this gathering that brings artisans, industry partners, policymakers, and skills development institutions for a conversation that sits at the very heart of Kenya's development journey. We are living in a time where the global conversation is about work and really about what careers does the future hold for us. I know we are all saying we want to go digital, we want to AI and all these conversations, but we should not forget that to progress to that, we have to all really, first of all, understand the situation in which we are, which is very, very critical. Things like artificial intelligence and the broader technology economy dominate a lot of conversation and a lot of attention. But we feel as Nation Media Group that alone cannot deliver progress. We have to do more, even with other sectors like this particular industry. In celebrating this digital economy, we also must be careful not to overlook something equally fundamental, that nations are not built by software alone, but they're built by skilled hands. The carpenters, electricians, masons, plumbers, welders, technicians, whose work quite literally construct homes we live in, the infrastructure we depend on, and cities that we continue to build, is a very, very important profession and is not secondary to the development of a country that wants progress. This is why we see the Artisan Skills Forum as more than just an event. It is a strategic intervention aimed at elevating the recognition, visibility, and opportunities available to skilled artisans in Kenya. I mean, some of us have equally gone through artisan training. I remember in school we had to do woodwork, metalwork, and we asked ourselves, why is this important? But I think today, if you look at the most developed nations, artisans are one of the most expensive resources in those countries. You try get a plumber in the UK. is more expensive than a banker. Seriously, they earn almost 2-3 times more than a banker, isn't it? So this is a very important career. And the world is becoming a global village. So job mobility will be very common in the future. If Kenya is where the skills are, they'll be tapped on. And so I think let's look ourselves as highly trained professionals. So Kenya's development agenda requires a workforce that is competent, certified, and continuously improving its craft. Platforms like this help us bridge the gap between training, industry, and opportunity. So over the next 2 days, artisans will participate in masterclasses, live demonstration, certification clinics, and industry showcases designed to strengthen skills while connecting professionals to real opportunities in the marketplace. But the message behind this forum is broader than the activities taking place here. It's a reminder that economic progress depends on diverse pathways to success. Not every skillful career begins from behind a computer screen. Many begin with tools, technical training, and mastery of craft. At the Nation Media Group, we see it as our responsibility to convene forums that bring together the government, industry, and practitioners to strengthen the ecosystem that supports skills development in Kenya. Through our platforms and partnerships, we seek to ensure that talent is visible, opportunities are shared, and skills are connected to the market where they're most needed. So as I conclude, and just to inform you, this event is live, so Kenyans are watching. Kenyans are watching. To conclude, we want to thank the National Industrial Training Authority for partnering with the Nation Media Group to bring this forum to life. Your work is in strengthening training, certification, and professional standards continues to shape the future of technical skills in our country. And I want to thank you, Madam Secretary, for the job you're doing. I think you're doing a lot of work, but you're doing it in the kitchen. I think let's bring you to the front of the restaurant and make sure Kenyans really understand the important role you play in, on using their money. So I wish to encourage all of you to continue engaging with platforms like this in partnership with the Nation Media Group, because building a strong skills ecosystem requires sustained collaboration between training institutions, industry, platforms, and connect skills to opportunity. Because ultimately, when we elevate the skills, we elevate opportunity, and when the opportunity grows, the entire economies move forward. So I want to close by saying that as nation, we remain your voice, the voice of truth, the voice of trust, the voice that brings you discussions and conversations around key aspects of the economy. I want to encourage you to read us, read our products, listen to our stations, engage with us, do WhatsApp Nation, Fix the Nation, and all the things we need to do to make our country a greater country. So I wish to thank you all, and I wish you all a productive and engaging forum. Asanteni sana.
A round of applause one more time. All right, so right here, once again, for our viewers back at home, my name is Joseph Minor, official MC and moderator for the day, for the 2 days that we are here. And to everyone who is represented, I said this is a national event because I was really excited. Where's the gentleman from Lodwar? There's a gentleman from Lodwar. Yuko wapi? Lodwar, please stand. Please stand. Simama tu. Yes, this gentleman right here. Kuja tu hapa wageni waone. All the way from Lodwar, he's here. I think yeye ametoka the farthest point. Tumpigie makofi one more time just to recognize him. Angalia watu pale from Lodwar, so that you can see that these events are not just about us. They are actually, global events. So karibu sana sa, and we're going to be having a chat with you in a little bit, all right? Please have your seat. All right, so at this juncture, tumpigie makofi sawa. Lodwar ni mbali, by the way, ni mbali. Imbali, kulikuwa unatoka Kakamega, Kisumu. We love you. Thank you for definitely showing up. Remember, these once you're at home and people are seeing this, you are mentors to even your children. There's a gentleman right here who shared his story, and he was telling me his 15-year-old son, when they are during the school holidays, anaendaga site nae. He's a painter, anaendaga site nae. So that's how these stories are very impactful. So he's here to acquire the skills. So I'm just saying this for context, for our guests to understand tulikuwa wapi and where have we been, what have we been able to achieve so far. At this juncture right now, it'll be my honor to invite, representing the PS Shadrach Mwadime is none other than Dr. Wanjiro Kariuki, Secretary, Skills Development, Ministry of Labor and Skills Development. Tafadhali, Daktari, karibu sana. Makofi ya daktari anapokuja. Wanjiro Kariuki, she's the Secretary for Skills Development, and that is why we are here. Karibu sana, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm representing Mr. Shadrach Mwadime, who is the Principal Secretary, State Department for Labor and Skills Development. Let me start by recognizing our good friend, Mr. Geoffrey Odundo, who is the Group MD for Nation Media, Mr. Gerard Kirimi, Director Corporate Services, representing DigiNita, the group from World Continuing Education Alliance, esteemed industry players, media and development partners, all artisans present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm truly delighted to join you today at this important Artisans Skills Forum and Expo, held under the theme From Skilling to Sight. This theme captures a vital national conversation, how we can ensure a seamless transition from skills development to employment, and ultimately enhance employability and productivity in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, the Artisans Skills Forum and Expo is timely as it is taking place at a time when the labor market system is rapidly changing as follows. Number one, digitalization. As Kenya prepares to take advantage of the fourth industrial revolution that brings together digital, biological, and physical technologies, new jobs and job losses will demand changing skills requirements. Number two is globalization. Increased globalization offers Kenya new opportunities and the potential for participating in regional and global value chains. We want our youth to enter into entrepreneurial, export-oriented activities, not just within Kenya, but also poses transition challenges for domestic industries, which will raise the demand for new skills. So we need to skill you on how to create businesses where you are exporting your products and services. Number three, demographic changes. This present an opportunity for Kenya to provide skilled workforce to fill the expected shortfall in labor in developed countries because of their aging population. Hence, young people will need to acquire the skills needed to work in these economies. In fact, we were just discussing this with the CEO of Nation Media. Europe and America and the GCC countries have very low populations, and most of their populations are aging. On the other hand, Africa has a very large young population. So that means we have surplus of labor, and that means they have less labor. What do? We export our labor. So we must skill you to be able to go and work in those countries. And fourthly is climatic change. I think you have seen climatic change in the last few days. The future of work in Kenya will also be affected by climatic change, which will alter patterns of energy use, impacting on how industries conduct their operations and raise demand for new skills across a broad range of agricultural, transportation, manufacturing, and construction industries. Regulatory reforms and emission targets will bring about downsizing and restructuring in high carbon industries, which we are now calling the brown industries. Whereas employment growth can be expected in low carbon green industries. As a result, new occupations are emerging while others are changing or becoming obsolete. In the context of these changes, it is crucial that young people are empowered to navigate these changes effectively with relevant, recognized, and certified skills. Ladies and gentlemen, the government is committed to ensuring that young people easily access and retain employment in productive and decent jobs. The Constitution of Kenya affirms the right of the youth to access relevant education and employment in Article 55. It also affirms the right of minorities and marginalized groups to access special opportunities in educational and economic fields, including special opportunities for access to employment in Article 56. So Article 55 and Article 56 of the Constitution is your best friend. It affirms your right to employment. Furthermore, a key plank of the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, BETTER, is the pursuit of economic empowerment through job creation. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to see the joint presence of the stakeholders, both in the public and private sector at this summit. This signifies the deep concern and serious commitment that we all have towards empowering artisans with skills that are aligned to labor market demands. Together, we can shape a brighter future where no young person is left behind. This will help in advancing Kenya's Vision 2030 agenda of providing a globally competitive, prosperous country with a high quality of life. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that many artisans in Kenya have acquired invaluable expertise, not through formal schooling, but through years of hands-on experience at work sites, through years of hands-on experience at work sites and workshops. These are men and women who have built our homes, repaired our systems, and shaped our communities with skills passed down and perfected in practice. It is in this context that the National Policy on Recognition of Prior Learning was developed. Through RPL, we are opening doors for these artisans to be formally assessed, certified, and celebrated for the competence they already possess. This is more than a certificate. It is a pathway to dignity, better opportunities, and recognition of the vital role artisans play in our economy. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to note that the National Industrial Training Authority, together with government institutions, is leading the way in advancing recognition of prior learning certification. Through their efforts, structured mechanisms for assessment and certification are now in place, ensuring that every skill is valued, every talent is recognized, and no artisan is left behind. To further strengthen artisan skills development in Kenya, the government is charting bold new directions. First, we will expand recognition of prior learning programs for artisans so that they can be formally certified and celebrated. Two, we will establish a national artisan skills database and digital platforms to connect certified artisans with employers, contractors, and project developers across the country. Three, we will enforce policies that deepen partnerships between industry and training institutions, ensuring that learning remains practical and labor market relevant. Four, we will continue to link skills development directly to national projects, especially in housing, infrastructure, and construction, where demand for skilled artisans continues to rise. And finally, we will continue to advance structured labor mobility programs group and the National Industrial Training Authority for convening this forum. Fittingly coincides with the World Plumbing Month. I also warmly acknowledge our continue to champion artisan skills development. It is my pleasure to officially declare the Artisan Skills Forum and Expo open and wish you fruitful deliberations. Thank you.
Tupigie daktari. Now with all the conversations that we have planned out for the asante daktari for for the when she presents the PS, it goes but not just something that is on the surface level. It is really meaningful to them and is Njoroge from an alliance. But there he is. Suti safi. Tumpige makofi. Huyu ndio alijua anaenda kwa TV. Nice. Everybody.
Yeah, former inmate who learned his skills and changed the life of many other people. Services at NITA, to the State Secretary, Dr. Wanji, to Mr. James Sogoti, and to Jane Kamau, Skills Secretary or Skills Development Head at NITA, and to everyone gathered, Hamjambo. My name is Paddy Mwangi, and I represent the continuing education. And I'm not here alone. I'm actually here with a gentleman by the name Craig Fitzpatrick. He's all the way from Ireland, and today is St. Patrick's Day. So if you don't mind, let's wish him a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. So today we're here to celebrate skills. In fact, please turn to your neighbor and say, skills pay bills. Because that is the truth. And as the State Secretary mentioned, we have a surplus of gifted and talented individuals who deserve a chance, just like this tailor who made this suit. He's Kenyan. His skills should be noted across the world. And each one of you have skills that are unique. So we're here to contribute our way of just helping you to connect with the opportunities that you deserve. We are truly gifted. We are truly talented. And we're here to serve. And by doing that, we give you access to opportunities that you surely deserve. So thank you so much, and we're looking forward to being of service. Thank you so much for hearing and for being here and attending this forum. Thank you.
Tumpigie makofi one more time. There it is. Hey. St. Patrick's Day. Just to get the context. St. Patrick's ni siku gani? Sir, please. Tafadhali, is he around or anyone? St. Patrick's. Yeah, please tell us. Just come. Right here for the camera to see us. Tuambie tu.
Well, St. Patrick's Day is in celebration of St. Patrick, who was part of the Irish culture. He can say much more about it, but there's a word. Sliant. Slint, yes. Yeah, he's a bit bashful, but he says that is a very significant part of Irish culture. Yeah, and that's the beauty about global skills. You get to interact with new cultures, and you bring them home, and you also get to be an expatriate of Kenya. So Kenyan labor is Kenyan culture being taken to the world.
Thank you so much, sir. Tumpige makofi one more time. At least we get to learn a thing or two, something new each and every single day. Remember, we are live on TV. So I want you to take out your smartphone and use the theme from skilling to sight. Your smartphone, please. Kila mtu smartphone yake. Smartphone yako tafadhali. Very good, very nice. Your smartphone. Now I'll move to the side. And this particular stage, I just want you to take a photo of it. Just take a photo of it. A photo of it. Very good. Very nice. Now take a photo. Now get to post it. There you have it. With the theme from skilling to sight. Use the hashtag from skilling to sight. Very good. That is well done. Asante ni sana. All right, now at this juncture, now we're going straight into the master classes that we have. We have the first team that is already prepped for it. And remember, these master classes happening are to benefit you. So when they're here, ensure that at least you get to interact with them, talk to them, ask questions, and at least have a notebook. Notebooks. If you have a notebook, let me see it. Very good. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. Yes, very impressive. So we have the masterclass on where we have the team from Nita. Thank you, Nita, for coming through on social media, guys. I really appreciating Nita. I can see you guys talking about it, and also just getting to appreciate Nation Media Group, led by Geoffrey Odundo, for this particular forum. They're saying, I'm going to what people are saying on social media. Guys are following back at home, so I'll be sampling some of the views as well. They are saying on your lovely program, we love it. We have a whole institution from Nakuru who are watching. Tupige to Nakuru makofi when you want to watch. They are watching back at home. They're saying they are watching and they're following keenly, and they're waiting for these particular sessions to continue. So I will invite Mr. Agustin Rono. I don't know if he's around. Mr. Agustin Rono. Bwana Agustin Rono, if he's not. We can have the topic. Okay. If that's not ready, we can go direct into. Aya, ni sawa. Ameniambia ni sawa. Now we can have the building. We have a team from Nita as well. Thank you so much for coming through. Wale ambao me appreciate. We have a workshop courtesy of CETA organization ambao wanasema they're doing all matters. Let me just confirm something. DJ nipatie mziki. There's a change. Kidogo tu. Yeah, it happens. Msijali. Let me just confirm on something, then come back. Let me check it tonight. Thank you. All right. Now we'll go into the workshop block 1, where we have the topic on waterproofing and building finishes by NCA and Sika Kenya Limited. NCA and Sika Kenya Limited, if you are ready to furtherly, please make your way through. Sika have been here with us. They have 2 new products. They're talking about waterproofing. They've said that if you actually have a building from the basement level up to the 20th, 30th floor, they will get to sort you out, and that's why they are in partnership with the National Construction Authority, and they are here. Yes, they are here, and their presentation is ready as well. So, Sika and NCA, karibuni. Falling hard.
To the chief guests present here, the CEOs are present here, the leadership of NITA, and to the leadership of our partners, and also the artisans who are present here. Good morning. Yeah, my name is Ruth Macau. I work with NCA as the assistant manager in registration. And I came with a team from the National Construction Authority. And I think I would ask them to just stand and wave to greet us so that we know that NCA is in the house. Yeah, that is a team from the National Construction Authority. So I'm here to give a brief presentation on the role of the National Construction Authority in the construction industry before Sika comes on board and takes us through the technical presentation on waterproofing. So we have a presentation. The technical team is working on it. But just to save on time and start on our presentation, we do not want to assume that we all know what NCA is. Najua hapa tuna mafundi wengi na kuna mafundi pia wanaotarajia kuwa mafundi, but just to introduce, maybe to ask by show of hands, who has heard, umewahi sikia neno NCA ama the farm NCA? That gives me like 60%. That is good representation. It actually tells me that we are actually in the right place. So National Construction Authority is the construction industry regulator. It's a body that was established by an act of parliament to regulate the construction industry and coordinate its development. So all the matters regarding the construction industry are regulated by the National Construction Authority. Now, as we do the regulation, we usually say that we have three broad arms within the authority. Kuna ile arm tunaita regulation of the construction industry, ambapo tunaangazia sheria na kanuni ambazo zinafuatwa within the construction industry by those that are playing various roles in the industry. Now, under that role, we have three main functions. We have a registration department where I come from, and the registration department deals with licensing or registration of contractors and also accreditation of skilled construction workers. That is part of regulation. Then we have, still under regulation, we have quality assurance and project registration, ambapo tunaangazia mambo ya ujenzi. We have teams that visit construction sites for quality assurance, and that falls under the regulation arm of the authority. Then we have a capacity building arm, and again, that is partly why we are here. We offer trainings and capacity building programs in partnership with other industry players. And here, for this case, for example, we are partnering with NITA and SICA in provision of capacity building programs. Then we also have a research and advisory arm where we carry out research into matters concerning the construction industry. So basically, that is NCA in a nutshell. But I want to come down to what concerns us the most today. And we are here as skilled workers, so I speak a lot about construction workers. I say that we accredit. Accrediting is like, I would say, licensing in recognition of the skills that you already possess, or in recognition of the certificates that you already possess as a skilled worker. And a skilled worker, we are talking about fundis here, and we're also talking about their supervisors. So we have two main forms of accreditation. The first being the accreditation of site supervisors. A site supervisor is somebody who is in charge of other tradespeople, if I may say. So these site supervisors are accredited in recognition of technical formal certificates that they already possess. So in the recognition of that, either a diploma or a technical certificate, you qualify to be accredited as a site supervisor. But you should also have practical experience in the class that you are seeking accreditation in. What do I mean when I talk of the class? The NCA construction works are grouped into four main classes. The ones that are in the Act, in the NCA Act. We have a building works, we have a civil engineering works, we have mechanical engineering services and electrical engineering services. So as a site supervisor, you can be accredited in either of those four. Then the next category is the skilled construction worker, where majority of us fall. These are the people that have the hands-on skills, the ones that actually execute the works. So here we look at the technical qualifications in a specific trade area. We have a list of construction trades that the authority identified, of course, in partnership with industry players in the year 2016. There are 59 of them. At some point, I'll ask my colleague to project that, but for now, just hold. So a skilled construction worker can be accredited in one of the 59, in either of the 59. Examples here are like masons, carpenters, painters, electricians. Oh yeah, he has already projected it. So this is a list of construction trades that are recognized by the authority. They were developed by a task force that comprised of membership from the industry. So we were looking at what exactly does the industry recognize, or what exactly is happening in the industry. So this is a list. I will not go through all of it because of time. It is available in the NCA website. But for purposes of this session, the 4 different classes of work, building, civil, electrical, and mechanical, under each of those classes, there are trades. So a construction worker can be accredited in either of these trades. We also recognize that workers may have more than one, they may be qualified in more than one skill. For instance, you can have somebody who is a painter, a qualified painter, and at the same time they are a qualified carpenter. The authority recognizes that, and you can get more than one accreditations. You can be accredited in more than one trade. So that is what we look at when we are accrediting skilled workers. We can go back to the presentation. Yeah, so for accreditation of skilled construction worker, we look at those trends that we have just gone through. But then there's another category of our fundis that is unique in the sense that they may not have a formal certification, but they have the skills. And they have demonstrated that they have the skills, maybe through working and providing their services in the said skill sets. So the authority also recognized that. And then the board gave us an approval to provide what we call provisional accreditation. What this means is that we are looking at your experience, we are looking at what you can do, and we are looking at that being supported by a referee in the construction industry. So we can give you a provisional accreditation, but that is temporary in the sense that it's only valid for a period of 3 years. And during this period, I remember there is a speaker who came before me who mentioned that recognition of prior learning. You should be able to come to NITA, get assessed, then get your formal certificate. So that by the time your provisional accreditation expires, you're coming to NCA not to renew, but to seek full accreditation that is supported by a formal certificate. So that is also one thing that we offer. Accreditation is digitized. Again, I remember digitization was mentioned here. We no longer, issue forms, manual forms that you fill. So it has been digitized. We have a platform, an online platform where we provide accreditation on. But we're also alive to the challenges that we face in the industry. So the authority supports. We are not entirely leaving it to you as a fundi and telling you that you need to do it on your own. We support. So when you come to our offices, even now when our officers will mount their desk here, they'll be able to support you to navigate through the process and submit your application for accreditation. Again, when the process goes through, you get a soft card that comes in PDF format that you can download. If you so wish, you can print and laminate and keep it on your pocket. But now on the back end, the authority retains your details as an accredited skilled construction workers who is recognized in the industry. So that is an overview of the function of accreditation. And we are here today and tomorrow we have a team from the authority. Actually, I believe that for all of us, before we go back home tomorrow, we should have entered in the NCS database. We should go home as accredited construction workers. Then, thank you. Thank you for that. I know fundis have had so many questions about, this accreditation, how will it help me and all that. But you note that when I started, I said that these certificates is like a license. We recognize your skills, we recognize your qualification, then we license you to operate in the industry. In the year 2024, March, the authority launched the National Building Code 2024. I'm trying to show you why, part of the reasons why it is important for you to get accredited. This building code, the overall objective, it's a very big document. We cannot go through it right here, but we must talk about it because I believe it's the newest entry in the construction industry, part of the regulations that govern how the construction business is carried out. So the overall objective is to promote order and safety in the construction works and the health and safety of persons in or about construction. So it is for your good. You, the worker, you, the developer, you, the occupier of that building or the user of that road or anything that is construction. So we have it's a very big document. It is available on the website. If you want to get a copy, you can get it from the government printers and you go through. But just to highlight, the scope, this building code focuses on designs and issues of materials and systems. It also focuses on standards that must be adhered to when developing these infrastructure projects or buildings, standards for operation and works on construction sites, how construction needs to be carried out. Then in case of disaster, how disaster management is carried out in constructions, and also the safety and security of users and occupants. It is in various parts. You will see in the next slide. These are all the parts up to part 15. The first being the preliminaries, which gives the legal backing and all that. Then, construction starts even before we start handling brick and mortar. As we come in later, but by the time we come in, construction has already started. So there are issues of designs, siting of spaces within buildings, and all that. I won't read through, but these are the areas that are covered in that National Building Code 2024. So you can just find time going to the NCA website and just read. It may look a lot, but when you interact with this document, it gives you tips on how to, even your own personal safety, and even your own engagements, like when you are getting a project from someone, what does the code say? So it is important just to go through it. You can see there are all those parties that have responsibilities in the building code. There are many, the developers, the professionals, the contractors, the approving regulators, construction workers, and all that. Now going back to why I was saying that we need to get accredited. This building code recognizes an accredited skilled worker, an accredited site supervisor as one of the parties or the players in construction. You see how important we are, Mafundi. So with that accreditation, you are recognized as a party in and about construction. So it's important to get your accreditation. It's also important to familiarize yourself with this document. Where can you find us? The National Construction Authority, our head office is in Nairobi, in Upper Hill, the KCB Towers on 9th floor. That is where we sit. We occupy 9, 10, 11, and 12th floor. But our registered office is the 9th floor. Then we also have offices in the regions. We are in 14 regions. We're in Nairobi, we're in Isiolo, we are in Embu, we're in Mombasa, and all that. We are in 14 regions. So that are the main regional offices. But within the regions, we have other smaller subsidiary offices, which we call the liaison offices, where you can, because the intention is to bring our services as close to the citizens as possible, and especially for us construction workers. These are our liaison offices. We have an office in Meru, which reports to the office in Embu. We have an office in Homa Bay that reports to the office in Kisumu. Yeah, we have 13 of them. Then we also have officers. We have desks in all the Huduma centers countrywide. So if you are at the center, you had gone about your business, you need assistance on NCA, visit any Huduma center, ask for NCA desk, and you will be assisted. So thank you very much for listening to my presentation. We are here today, we are here tomorrow, we'll interact more, but please don't go home without being accredited. I will tell you the requirements, what you need to present to us so that you get accredited. There are those documents that are mandatory. First, you need to get your image, because the certificate that we give bears your image, so a passport size photo. Your ID, because again, we need to deal with legal, people. Then for those with formal certificates, you give us a copy of your certificate. For those that fall under the category I said provisional, you get your recommendation, but I believe by the time we are done here, we will all be qualified for the full accreditation. So if you have those documents, not necessarily physical copies, like if you have your original ID, you are here present, you can take a photo of yourself and you have your certificate. Please don't go home before visiting our desk so that we are able to process your accreditation. If you don't have such, remember to bring them tomorrow and we will be here to process your accreditation. So thank you very much. That brings me to the end.
Let's give a round of applause. So that was just the first bit of the presentation. And then just briefly, we have a representative from Sika. Yeah, Karibu Sana. Karibu Sika, they're here. All matters waterproofing. So Mafundi, this is your madam. Talk to her. Karibu.
All protocols observed. Dr. Kariuki, CEO, Geoffrey, Fundis, managers, engineers, good morning. Let's stand up, stretch. I know she's talked a lot. I know magoti, nauma watu, migongo. Yeah, let's ease a bit, because we have a 70-minute presentation. No, I'm joking. Yeah. Sasa, we can sit. Just to introduce myself, my name is Magdalene Tanui. I'm a vertical manager, what you call cement and concrete specialty. That's where I'm specialty in. And I'm just here to introduce who Sika are. And my colleagues will come in to say what we do and how we are coming into this particular forum and how we can grow this further. I know many fundis here will tell you, I know Sika, waterproofing, and maybe other solutions. But who really are Sika? Sika is a specialty chemicals company headquartered in Zurich in Switzerland. We're in over 103 countries, almost 37,000 employees, and we have over 400 factories all over the world. So now we are really struggling with this war that is ongoing. We're really having a lot of suffering from. We get to see what is happening to our colleagues in these countries, and yes, so we're all over the world. So other than that, we are almost a $25 billion company as at last year. That's what we were able to do last year. The other thing is we are here in Sika, Kenya. We started, the company first was initiated in 2011. It's an old company. We are over 100 years old. However, in Sika, Kenya, the inception started in 2011. Where we initially used to bring in material through a company known as Laxcon. Most of you might probably know it. So after that, we were able to set up in Sika, Kenya. Then we ended up bringing in, putting up a powder plant and a liquid plant. Then over the years, we've been able to grow this to be a much bigger organization. So one of the other things that we were to do, Sika globally has done in the last couple of years is acquisitions. Most of you might know Master Builders. That was also one of our greatest competitors. So what Sika Kenya did is they did acquisitions of Master Builders. And you can see we did 6 acquisitions in 2025. So that's the other thing we did. We can move to the next slide, James. So that was just basically at a glance what we are. So what can Sika Kenya offer? We support the construction business in so many ways. We've upgraded the quality of standards in the construction industry across all projects. Everybody knows Swiss for quality. So one of the advantages we do have across this forum or across the institution of construction is quality products, and in all projects. We have lab and technical support. We have a technical team that really offer a lot of support. We have a lab, not yet certified, but with the best equipment to do tests for our customers and for most of the people who would want to carry out independent tests. So we do have that. We do a lot of training, and my colleague will come in here to talk about what we have that carry out a lot of these trainings. So the most important thing for us is to actually support the robust economic growth by holding hands of what you're calling fundis, the artisans. So that is what we do. That's one of the most important things we do to make sure that we are supporting the economy. So that's it from me. I'll ask my colleague to come in and talk about something small, different, on how we are able to partner with NITA and NCA. Clap for me. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm happy to see there are so many people here, and I think these are artisans, and there are people who are so hungry to get knowledge and to learn and to see some special products that, like what Sika is offering. As mentioned by my colleague, Sika is Swiss, and we are here to build trust. Building trust is our slogan. My name is Caroline, Head of Distribution Business in Sika. So I run Sika Academy. This is a hub. It's like a house whereby we share knowledge. So what happens here is we focus more on artisans like you. All of you are here. You are very important to us when it comes to the trainings that we do. And in all our trainings, we work with partners. We go to events like what we have today. We are sharing knowledge. You'll be able to see some of the products that we offer. And the other thing about Sika Academy is there are benefits, actually. There are so many benefits that come along with Sika Academy. And one of them is free of charge. You don't pay. Don't ever be charged. Let no one call you and ask for some registration fee or anything, especially from Sika side, because what we do is we believe in sharing knowledge, because most of our products are specialized products, and you need to acquire knowledge to apply these products. So as mentioned, one of the benefits, yes, is free of charge. You get certified. Being that these are specialized products, waterproofing, flooring, sealing and bonding, those are some of the target markets that you'll be able to hear when my colleague comes on the floor. So you need to be certified to apply Sika product, because they are specialized and they are very, very expensive. The other benefit with Sika Academy, which I run as a coordinator, is a job opportunity. Why? You get to learn about the product. You are able to go out there, apply the product, and create your job. Create a job. Be self-employed. Don't wait for a white-collar job. Whenever we call for Sika Academy training, please come. Let us train you. Get certified. Get an opportunity out there. Bid and win the job. The other thing is you get the enough skills, you know. When through training, you'll be able to know how to do waterproofing, how to use the proper tiling system, the flooring system in place. And maybe something like we cover all target markets, because we are not limited. When we plan for our Sika Academy training, we'll target on all target markets that we have. So with this, you'll be able to choose your area of specialty, your area of interest, and then through that, you proceed, you get your job, you prospect, and you do your project. So Sika Academy, as mentioned, sharing knowledge, also focuses on exhibition. If there's an exhibition, we attend. We also train our distributors, being the one in charge of distribution. I train my distributors. We supply the product and we train them in terms of which product they need to use in which particular area when it comes to all target markets that we have. So I think if at all you are interested to be part of Sika Academy, you are free to visit our booth and take my contact. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, let me just invite our head of technical department. He'll be able to take you through all the target markets we have and narrow it down to waterproofing and building finishes, which is more focused on artisan area. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline, for that nice introduction. She's given a very good brief on what Sika does. And on the screen, oh, sorry, I didn't say my name. My name is James Shira. I'm an engineer by profession, and I'm currently in charge of the technical and specifications department at Sika. So that involves making sure we have the right products in the right place, making sure that people are trained in the right use of these products, and also to ensure our products are specified in the projects as they are meant to be specified. So if you have a rooftop, which product do you use? And we make sure that this is done in the beginning stages of the project so that you don't have to backtrack and try and find a solution to a leaking roof, which is actually the situation we're in currently with the existing rains. We're actually getting a lot of people saying, I didn't do waterproofing, but can you sort me out? It's much more difficult at this stage than during the construction. So we always encourage designers to introduce or incorporate the waterproofing, especially in the early stages. Right, so I'll get on with it. So my colleague mentioned the target markets that Sika is involved in. Number one, of course, is waterproofing, which is probably the one that we are best known for. But there are others such as building finishing, which involves items such as tiling and wall finishes. We have sealing and bonding. This is for all your joints and sealing needs. For example, between your windows and your doors, between the framework of the window and the wall, you'll be able to use our sealing and bonding products. Roofing products, very much related to waterproofing, because a lot of our waterproofing products can also be used on the roofs. And we have concrete products. I'm sure you've seen these trucks that transport concrete from the batching plant to the sites. Our products are introduced in that concrete to delay the setting so that you allow it actually some time to travel. Otherwise, you end up in a traffic jam and your concrete can harden in the truck, which would be a massive disaster. So those are some of the products that are used there. When we talk of industry, mainly in Kenya, we're talking about the automotive industry, and our products are used in, say, for example, fixing windscreens, both in assembly and also aftermarket. In case you have a repair job, we'd use our products to fix your windscreens. Flooring, we have the specialist flooring such as epoxy flooring. I'm sure you've heard of that. You've seen it in parking lots, in hospitals, and the like. And then we have engineered refurbishment, which is mainly for concrete protection and also for repairs of damaged or potentially defective structures. So if I may ask you to go back one slide, please. Go back one slide. Yes, that one. So here, what I'm talking about here are what you need to consider on a site even before you start the work. The first thing we're looking at there is the correct safety precautions. Safety is very important. We've had incidences where we have unfortunate incidences that have happened on sites recently. Yes, and if we take precautions, these can be prevented. So use of the personal protective equipment, ensuring you have safe access, using good scaffolding and safety training is very important on all the sites that you're working on. That's why I see some of you wearing these reflector jackets. This is part of the PPE. So safety is one of the most important things there. Also, when you're using our products, they are mainly cement-based. You don't want to inhale the dust from these products. So protecting yourself from this is very important. Protecting your hands from these products is very important. If you do that, you'll be able to use these products for a long time and have a good career working with our products. Then now we have the selection of the right product for the purpose that you're doing. That is one of the things that we are very much involved in, especially with the specification, whereby you're looking at what are you trying to do and which product is most suitable for you, which will actually solve the problem that you are trying to solve. This is very important for us to do. Then now, two important things here. One, appropriate surface preparation. Surface preparation sometimes takes up 60% of the time, and then the rest is application. The importance of this is to ensure that you have a good bond and the product is actually installed correctly. If you don't do the right surface prep, let's say, for example, you apply it on a dusty surface, you don't get the right bond, and what you're going to end up with, for example, if you're doing a flooring system, is a peeling off of the product that you have applied. So surface prep is really important, and that is one of the things we are actually going to demonstrate tomorrow during the practical session. And finally, we have proper mixing and proper application of the products using the correct tools and equipment. I'll give you an example. Most of our products involve mixing of two different components, a part A and a part B. And you need to mix this using a mechanical mixer. I've seen people on site trying to mix by using a stick. This is the wrong mixing procedure. You will never get the right results. So this is really important. So those are the preliminaries. Now we'll go into a little bit of the waterproofing products. Just go through the key ones, and then we'll be able to demonstrate some tomorrow. So today it's mainly the theory part. Tomorrow we'll do a bit of the practical. So if you could go to, and the next one again. So when you're doing waterproofing, what are your considerations? The first one is, are you going to have this water in contact with this product in contact with drinking water? For example, you're doing your own domestic tank. You have to make sure that the product you're using to waterproof that tank is compatible and safe to use with drinking water. So you make your selection with these considerations. Then, what substrate are you applying it on? Is it concrete? Is it rough concrete, smooth concrete? Is it brick? Is it stonework? You choose the product that works best with the surface that you're working on. And finally, is it on the positive or negative water? Which side is it? For example, in a tank, the pressure is from the inside of the tank. Yeah? So you're waterproofing the inside of the tank, and that is what we call positive pressure. Yes, because the waterproofing is on the same side as the water itself. On the other hand, if you're trying to waterproof a basement and you don't have access to the outside, you're applying the waterproofing on the inside of the basement, but the water is on the outside. That counts as negative waterproofing. Now, the product that you choose also has to be able to withstand the kind of pressure that you're talking about. So the selection is very important as far as that is concerned. Not any waterproofing can just go anywhere. Yeah? And we look at a few of the products now. If you can go to the next one. So now we're going into the actual products. Yeah? I'll start with the beginning, where you start with the mixing of the concrete or the mortar, where you have additives that you mix into the mortar. For example, if you're doing a repair job in a bathroom, you've stripped, or rather you've chased the pipes, you are doing repairs where the pipes are going back into the wall, and you need to waterproof that. What you'll use is Sikalight in the mortar that you have. So you'll have a 1 kilo bag, which will go with 50 kilos of cement. This gives you a waterproof mortar for jobs such as repairs, or plaster for external surfaces, or even mortars when you're doing brickwork. This is a very useful product, very economical,